Hi, it's Corey with Freedom Investing Group, and I'm back with another Tales from the Trenches. This one is fresh off the press. An issue that we've just been dealing with, and has to do with escrow accounts. They are necessary sometimes, and I can talk about why, but they're also a real pain. So you want to know what you're getting into if someone asks you to escrow money. So in this particular case, we have a park that we purchased. It's in Illinois, and it needed a major replacement of its well water system, including the tank. $600,000 roughly of work. We got a large credit from the seller. We injected some money into it as well to do the work and to get the lending and everything to work out. We had to, the bank needed us to escrow the money for this. We couldn't just have the money sitting in our bank account and write a check when the contractor had an invoice. It's in an escrow account. So anyway, so what happens is, the way that you get the money out of the escrow account is, and I've done this before in some other states, and it's kind of a pain, but it's not that bad. The contractor issues an invoice. You as the owner fill out something called an owner's sworn statement, which is all of the contracts going on at the time, and which ones you're drawing against. And then the escrow company needs lien waivers from everybody who's getting paid, and generally from their if it's a general contractor, the general contractor would have to fill out their own sworn statement, and they would need to get lien waivers from their subcontractors that they are paying, basically saying, yes, we've paid them. So there's a lot of paperwork, but turns out in Illinois it's even more complicated. And not only do they need lien waivers from them, they have to pay everybody directly. They want to make sure that they get paid and fill out these lien waivers. They need lien waivers from the subs and the subs suppliers, and if they rent a man lift from whatever man lift place, they have to go try and track down lien waivers from these people, and they have to bring receipts from Home Depot and Menards and all kinds of paperwork that the contractor is just not used to. And it's actually blown up into a thing where the contractor's almost like, this is almost impossible to do this paperwork. They almost walked from the job. It was pretty sketchy. They're halfway through. They're actually a great contractor, and they have been working with us on it. But at one point they were talking about just like, this is, we can't even do this. Like we can't do this job anymore. I was able to talk everybody down and get them calmed down. But it's just a very complicated process. So you want to, I think, lesson learned. Going in when you're soliciting bids and quotes and contracts to do work, you want to be upfront with the fact that this is coming out of an escrow account, so they know what they're getting into on the billing side. And you want to know what you're getting into too. So talk to the escrow account person beforehand. And lesson learned from me on the next time, I'm going to actually interview different escrow. I'm going to see if the bank will let us interview a few different escrow title companies on the next one, because I don't know if this is Illinois specific or just the requirements of this one firm, but it's so onerous. It's like they're protecting the bank from mechanical liens, which is the purpose of it, right? They're making sure that we don't pay the contractor, and then they either don't do the work and run away with the money, or the work gets done but they don't pay their sub who did the work, and then that sub turns around and puts a lien on the property, which hurts the bank's collateral, right? So that's the fear. But it's the point where, like, if it's so onerous that it scares off the contractor in the middle of it, and then you got a project that's half finished, and then you got to have some other contractor come in, you have a big cost risk on the construction side. Or you end up with a property where the improvement that needs to be done to the infrastructure is half finished, and that hurts the collateral too. So I'm going to definitely think a little harder about setting this up right next time. So that's my adventure with escrow accounts. We're all good now, back on track. Actually, the building they built to house the new water tank looks beautiful. They're doing great work. But unfortunately, I ended up getting on the phone with the president of the bank. He's a great guy, and he smoothed things out. It was kind of his people that just lost their mind, and I frankly don't blame them, because, man, this is a headache. But like I've said before, if there's a problem, take the words of Vanilla Ice. If you got a problem, I'll solve it. Make sure you solve it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.